What is up, ya buttercups? It's your boy Craiguuu, and I'm here with an SCP tier list. More specifically, I'm making a tier list on all the SCP Secret Laboratory classes. I love making original content that no one has ever made before, so I thought this would be the perfect video. But before we get into it, we got some rules to follow, so let's get into it. The first rule is that these picks are based on personal enjoyment, not about how powerful they are. It's going to be based on like how much I enjoy the character or the class as a person. Secondly, these picks are based around the server I usually play at, which is King's Playground. This server has specific additions and rules such as KOS that may impact the enjoyment of certain classes. Finally, these listings are based on the Sociophobia update. So if a class gets added or an SCP gets a rework in the future, it will not be accurately placed on this list anymore. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first class that we're looking at is the infamous D-Boy. D-Boys are one of my favorite classes in the game. You respawn in masses in the Class D containment chambers, with the odds heavily stacked against you. As soon as you exit your cell, holding Q to obnoxiously yell, D-Boy, 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 you are put into a thrilling, almost hopeless situation. From start to finish, your life is constantly on the line as you race in an SCP-infested zone for items such as keycards, medical items, and weapons to get the edge. But you know all 20 of you will get completely fucked by Shotgun in the upgrade room. Whatever, easy S tier. My favorite character. Scientists are pretty much D-Boys, except you spawn with items to get a head start. So you can jump into the Larry Splooge puddle and attempt a speedrun, but you'll probably die. On the other hand, it's against server rules to kill the D-Boys unless they have a reason to, yet they can kill you without a reason themselves, pretty much making them more dangerous than the SCPs themselves. I'll be giving the Scientist an A tier, because it's like the D-Boy, but a little bit less fun. Facility Guard. Facility Guard is just completely shit. The goal of the Facility Guards is to escort Scientists and handcuff Class Ds to the surface to escape. But the keycard you start with can't even get you to the surface, so you can't even escort people successfully, making you completely useless. But don't worry, Larry will kill you before you even make it to heavy containment. And if you don't die, just jump into 939's containment chamber. Spectating is more fun than this shit class. F tier. Mobile Task Forces are a fun class to play, as your main goal is to kill all the SCPs and escort Scientists. But unlike Facility Guards, you can actually escort them to the surface. Well, I mean, unless if you're a cadet. You spawn with a sturdy radio to either drop on the floor when you spawn or spam the Nine-Tailed Fox song from your $5 soundboard like an annoying little shit. Unfortunately, you'll all be dead if you encounter a Shy Guy or a Chaos Squad, making MTF a C tier player. The Chaos Insurgency. The Chaos Squad is like the Chad MTFs. You get the badass MTF mowing Logisters instead of some virgin pansy P90, and also you are neutral with the SCPs, rather than being against them like an MTF. And finally, the spawning music goes pretty hard. A tier. Tutorial. Now let's get into the SCPs, shall we? On top of being very sexy, SCP-173 is one of my favorite SCPs to play as. You spawn in the light containment zone, so you get to jump right into killing. The peanut shines in the beginning of the game where all the victims can't shoot you, and with an intelligent computer to assist you, SCP-173 is almost unstoppable. The Peanut's attack is an instant kill, but it takes strategy to get to your victims. You also get faster the more health you lose, making you actually useful in the endgame. I'm going to be giving the Peanut an A tier as well. Man, it's just such a fucking letdown to be SCP-049. SCP-049 is the slowest piece of shit killer in the game. Besides insta-killing, your other ability is to revive people who you killed to be zombies. But there is a big catch. 50% of the time, your shitty revive ability doesn't even work. And the other 25%, they fucking leave so you can't revive them. So that leaves you with 25% of your zombies. You know what they always do? They always just jump into a Tesla gate and die because zombies boring. This guy sucks. It's an E tier. SCP-0492. I'm gonna be honest here, I'd rather be a zombie than a plague doctor. Sue me, guys, sue me. You don't have to be the killing class all game as a trash bug SCP like 049, but you also get to leave the spectate mode and actually play the game. And if you're not a moron, you actually can contribute to SCPs as a zombie. Zombie's not that bad. I'm giving zombie in D tier. Larry, you're a fucking weird SCP. You have 780 health, but you can take more bullets than the 3000 health SCP. That makes no sense. And you can literally die to a fucking button. A button. A button kills you. So you know what you do as SCP-106, aka Latex Larry? You camp. I'm giving Latex Larry a D tier. The dog isn't the best, but it isn't the worst SCP. It deals 65 damage per bite, meaning that most people will die in 2 bites. Working together with another SCP is also a very dangerous combo. And also you can talk to people and trick them. Or you can spam the song Who Let the Dogs Out as you slaughter all the D-boys in 914. I'm going to be giving the dogs a C tier. Well, I'm going to give the frog dog a B tier because I just like how he looks. It's a frog dog, man. SCP-079, I'm not even gonna fucking talk S tier. SCP-096 is the most whined and complained about SCP in the game. And yes, he is a bit strong. His charge attack is really good, but he isn't broken. It only takes 1 bad cooldown location, 2 to 3 MTS with a competent brain to kill him. It's just that people are so dumb when it comes to dealing with him. On the other hand, his charge attack, as I said, is really good. But he is very fun to play as. I'm gonna be giving him an A tier. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my picks. I think I picked pretty correctly. And if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you have any other opinions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to argue with you. I'm kidding. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Goodbye.